আসসালামু আলাইকুম, শুভ সন্ধ্যা। এটিএন বাংলা ইউকের এখানকার আয়োজন এডুকেশন আমার আপনাদেরকে স্বাগত। আমি সিরাজুল বাসির চৌধুরী আপনাদেরকে শুভেচ্ছা জানাচ্ছি। আমাদের আজকের টপিক সামার রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জ। আজকে একটা বিশেষ টপিক আমরা নিয়ে এসেছি কথা বলার জন্য। স্টুডেন্টরা ছুটিতে দিন কাটাচ্ছে, স্কুল হলিডে, এবং এই ফাঁকে আমরা নিয়ে এসেছি রিডিংয়ের ব্যাপারে কথা বলার জন্য। আমার সাথে 4 জন গেস্ট আছেন। ওনারা একটা পার্টিকুলার অর্গানাইজেশন থেকে এসেছেন। বিশেষ করে রিডিংকে আমরা কীভাবে আমাদের বাচ্চাদের জন্য আরও ফলপ্রসূ করতে পারি, ভালোভাবে আমাদের বাচ্চাদেরকে শেখাতে পারি, এই ব্যাপারে কথা বলার জন্য আমরা একটা স্পেশাল স্কিম ওনারা নিয়েছেন এবং এই ব্যাপারে কথা বলবো। আসুন তাহলে পরিচিত হই আমার 4 জন অতিথিদের সাথে। অন মাই রাইট, Uzman Mirza, who is the coordinator of Idea Store. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.
Good evening to you.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming and giving your valuable time.
Thank you for having me.
On my far right, Tahsin Karim, who is a volunteer and activist Summer Reading Challenge. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
On my left, Farida Begum, who is a volunteer and as well as an activist Summer Reading Challenge. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.
Thank you
How
for
are you?
having me. I'm good.
Thank you very much for coming. My final guest on my far left, Saima Tassin, volunteer and an activist, Summer Reading Challenge. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you for
all of
having
you, particularly this time of the day, 8 o'clock, giving a valuable time, and particular topic is very interesting topic, Summer Reading Challenge. So you as a coordinator from Idea Store, obviously have a special program going on now with reading.
Oh yeah.
So can you tell our viewers about, I know Tower Hamlet, there are quite a few Idea stores and it's a fully equipped library.
Yeah.
What kind of activities do you do for Tower Hamlet's residents?
Well, throughout the year, not just the summer holidays, we've always got lots of activities going on for all our residents. We're part of the London Library Consortium, so we are joined with lots of other boroughs as well. That's predominantly to do with the stock that we offer to people. With regards to events though, the Idea Store service is actually merging between adult information, adult learning and the library service. So we offer far more than just books and media. We also offer courses for adults to take, some reading challenge like you said, and lots of other courses throughout the year.
So lots of varieties.
Yeah.
Obviously, now, particularly in Tower Hamlets, we are very lucky. Ideas. So how many Idea stores are in Tower Hamlets?
I think we've got 5 Idea stores and 2 libraries.
Right.
Yeah.
So I remember we used to go to the library a few years back, so 15-20 years back, only the books, newspaper, different sections. But
Absolutely.
this Idea store is equipped with everything, isn't it? Like an ICT room,
Yeah.
special room for the conference,
Yeah.
other activities going at the same time. Children or students or parents, they are doing their own activities as well with reading, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We've tried to branch out and provide the services that our residents want. So not just traditional books that you'd have found in libraries, but we also have DVDs, audiobooks, large print books, music CDs, internet access for people in our IT suites. We offer free Wi-Fi. We've got apps that you can download so you can read ebooks on your mobile devices and your tablets as well. So there's lots of ways that you can access information through subscribing to the Idea Store service.
Okay, very good. We'll talk more about that. Now, Farida, can I call you Farida?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Can you tell us about yourself? What do you do? I mean, I know you are a student. Obviously, you are an activist of this summer reading challenge. Tell about yourself.
I'm studying in Central Foundation Girls' School. It's a
Right.
sixth form actually.
Right.
I just finished my first year, so I'm going into the second year now. And I'm currently studying level 3, the extended course for health and social care and RE.
Right.
And so
This is very good. So during summertime, you involved in this particular project,
Yes.
isn't it?
yeah.
So why you're interested in particular scheme or project?
Because I'm generally really interested working with kids, so I just thought, doing the summer, helping at the summer reading challenge, being a volunteer there would allow me to,
Right.
accomplish that. So yeah.
Okay, good. Now, next to you is Saima, yeah?
Yeah.
Saima. Can I call you Saima?
Yeah, you can.
Saima. So what do you do?
Well, I go to Central Foundation sixth form
Right.
and I do level 3 extended business. So yeah.
So why you're so much interested in reading challenge?
I've done it
This
last
summer.
year, I've done it last year as well.
Right.
So I was,
As a volunteer.
yeah, as a volunteer,
Right.
and I was really like, you know, I really liked it, so I wanted to do it again, and yeah.
Okay, that's very good. And Tasin Karim, can I call you Tasin?
Yeah, that's absolutely
Tasin?
fine. Yes.
Tell us about yourself. What do you do?
I go to Central Foundation 6 from like my friends here.
Same school,
Yeah.
isn't it? Okay.
And I study RE, sociology, psychology and maths.
Okay.
And I wanted to do the summer reading challenge because I do enjoy reading myself.
That's
And
very
I
good.
also enjoy working with children.
Okay. So you like this particular
Yes.
project? Okay.
Yeah.
Who can answer this question, Usman? Maybe you. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Summer reading challenge.
Okay.
So, more information about summer. I mean, I know our viewers are watching. Maybe some parents, students are watching the program. Can I just tell them? আমাদের যারা সম্মানিত প্যারেন্টস বা স্টুডেন্ট যারা ওয়াচ করতেছেন প্রোগ্রাম, আমরা আজকে কথা বলবো টাওয়ার হ্যামলেটসে যে আইডিয়া স্টোর, 5টা আইডিয়া স্টোর রয়েছে, ওনারা রিডিংকে এনকারেজ করার জন্য, বিশেষ করে রিডিংকে আরও প্রিয় করার জন্য আমাদের স্টুডেন্টদের কাছে, প্যারেন্টসদের কাছে এই সামার রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জ বলে একটা স্কিম হাতে নিয়েছেন। আমরা কথা বলবো, আপনারা ফোন করতে পারেন, ফোন করে কথা বলতে পারেন, আপনাদের কোনো এক্সপিরিয়েন্স শেয়ার করতে পারেন, আইডিয়া স্টোরে কীভাবে আপনারা গিয়ে বাচ্চাদেরকে নিয়ে বই আপনারা বড় করতে পারবেন, বা এই পার্টিকুলার রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জে আপনারা ইউ ক্যান টেক পার্ট ইন দিস প্রজেক্ট, আপনারা কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন করতে পারেন। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। সো would you like to tell more about
The summer reading
challenge?
Okay. The Summer Reading Challenge is actually a scheme that's run by the Reading Agency, which is actually a
Is it a
charity.
national scheme?
It's a national scheme run by a charity called the Reading Agency.
Right.
And Tower Hamlet's just one of many, many boroughs and hundreds of library services across the
Right.
country that sign up to, run the Summer Reading Challenge. And they do that to, promote literacy, to prevent the dip that is often found in children's literacy levels during the summer holidays. What it entails is that we set a challenge to young children aged between 4 and 11 to read.
So this is particularly applicable from 4 to 11. So primary is children,
Absolutely.
not secondary.
No.
No, that's fine.
Okay. So, I mean, we encourage children of all ages to
All
take
ages,
part.
yeah.
Okay. So if you're slightly older and you want to take part,
That's fine, yeah.
we don't have any barriers to entry. Okay. But we find that specifically targeting it to 4 to 11 is probably going to be the most successful way of
Right.
achieving results. So the challenge is to read 6 books within the 6 weeks that they have in the summer holidays, and we incentivize it by giving them prizes throughout. So every time they read a certain number of books, they get a few prizes.
Right.
And it's really, really successful. I mean, speaking for my particular branch, the Idea Store in Bow, we've had well over 300, I think we're approaching 400 people signing up in the last...
In your branch?
Yeah, just in one branch alone. So I can't speak for the entire Idea Store service, but we've had a really good turnout.
So very encouraging.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we as staff and our fantastic volunteers, they work really hard to encourage children to take up reading because that's core to the Idea Store belief. We want to encourage reading because we want to get people to understand that it's something that you should do for pleasure. Okay.
It's important. Now, Farida, so you are a volunteer.
Yeah.
So what did you do? Or did you involve last year as well?
No.
No, this year. This is the
Same
first
as
time.
last year.
Okay. Tell me your experience about what did you do to involve children or encourage children, or what job did you do in this project?
Well, we read with kids, so mainly young kids. So by doing that, it allows other kids to join in. Oh, there's someone that's not our age. Oh, look, they're reading to the little child. Let's go and see what they're reading about.
Right.
And by doing that, I think it allows them to be more interested in the books, and us. And by allowing ourselves to read to them, it wants to make them read. If that makes sense. But yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah, and also it's not just reading. I think if you just generally just do work with them, like if you were by
Reading
sitting,
for fun as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fun activities at the same time.
yeah. So if you was to put a little voice on for each character, it would just they would think, oh, this is fun. Oh, we don't have to do this. We want to do this. So, yeah.
So when you say young children, you read with young children, or you're reading with young children, Do they come to the library when you read with them? Or-
Yeah, they're at the library, yeah. Because
Okay.
there's a lot of children that, just generally, because summer holidays, so
Right.
they tend to come to the library a lot. So, yeah,
And
they,
obviously, Usman mentioned about they are allowed to borrow 6 books,
Yeah.
and this is a challenge for sort of 6 books they can borrow to take part in this particular
Yeah.
challenge. And well, not 6 books, they can borrow any
12.
amount of
Yeah,
books they like,
actually,
isn't
yeah,
it?
with the Idea
12
Store
books, right.
service, you can take out 12 books on your library
Okay,
card,
12 books
12
in the
items.
library.
But yeah, the 6 stages. So every time we encourage them to try and read 6 books within 6 weeks. That's the challenge. But we obviously want them to carry on reading as much as they can. Yeah, we've got children who read far more than 6 books,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
they
they
finish
do.
it very quickly. So it's very inspirational to the other children. And while I've got while we were talking about the volunteers, a really good job that the volunteers do is that just by being there, the children have someone who they can speak to that's slightly closer to their age range, someone who they feel that
Relate
they
to.
can relate to,
Mhm.
as opposed to someone like me who not exactly going to be relatable. Try, but yeah, I mean the volunteers are really great at that. They really make the children feel very comfortable, because as soon as you've got someone like myself or older people, it's almost as if it's in a classroom
Mhm.
scenario. Whereas with the young people, it's far more
More
informal.
kind of friendly atmosphere, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
That kind of, you create this environment, and so they're very free to talk to you about whatever books they are reading or whatever
yeah.
ideas are there. So, Saima, isn't it? Saima.
Yep.
Saima, tell me your experience from last year then. I know I heard from you about this year. What about your experience from last year?
It was quite similar. We had
Mhm.
another theme. I think it was. Actually, I completely.
Is there any special theme
Creepy
every
House.
year?
Yeah, there's
I
this.
will talk about theme then. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Last year was Creepy House, and
Creepy House.
this year's Mythical Maze. I
Ah.
think. Yeah. Oops. Last year we had to, they had to choose certain books that was related to Creepy House,
Mhm.
and we had to do the same thing. Read to them, play do activities with them, play games with them, and encourage them.
Oh, this is very good. So kind of similar, only theme
Yeah.
is the different.
It's just the theme was different.
That's very good. Tasin.
Yeah.
So I know I've been asking you about experience. Something you want to add on to that? Your personal experience involving. Did you involve this in the first year or last?
Yes, it is my first year, yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's been a great experience. It's not just the children that have made it really good. I mean, the staff have been really great to us as well,
Hmm.
in particular Usman.
And it's a network, like mixing. Meeting a lot of people.
Yeah.
as
I
well.
mean, yeah, we haven't worked with the staff before, so we are meeting them like for the first time. We have to interact with the parents as well, so we have to try and encourage the parents to get their children to sign up,
Mhm.
which can be a challenge sometimes, because they aren't actually willing to sign up. You have to tell them what's good about it and what they can gain from it, what the children can gain from it.
This is a very important thing, actually.
Yes, it is,
So
yes.
you're talking about the encouraging and persuading parents
Yes.
to help their children to read.
Yeah, exactly.
Or involved in these fun activities.
Yeah.
Through reading they can do a lot of other things as
Yeah.
well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think it's very hard for particularly British Bangladeshi parents?
It is difficult, yeah, but I mean, a lot of British Bangladeshi parents now are. No? A lot of British Bangladeshi parents now are, trying to get their children to engage in more reading. So there has been a rise in that, I think, I would say.
So, I can see lots of mums, a lot of time they are bringing their children or encouraging, but dads are probably busy with. So how do you encourage the dads? What do you think?
Well, I don't think it's really the fact that,
Well, I'm
they're
not generalizing
busy.
everything.
But I'm just saying how, in general, I think just parents just need to give time for their kids. And
Yes.
I think the fact that not just Asian parents, British Bangladeshi parents, but the fact that other cultures and everything, parents are able to do it. Why couldn't Asians do it themselves? Like, why is it that they have to be, put aside, I can't do it because I'm busy. But other parents, doesn't matter what your nationality is.
Yes.
If they're able to give time to their kids, anyone can give time to their kids.
Definitely British Bangladeshi parents, they want their children to do the best, obviously.
Yeah.
But again, there are a lot of other issues because they're probably they're busy working, and moms, they have other also commitments. But
Yeah.
I have seen a lot of parents visiting the library as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. We get a lot of parents visiting the library. We've got daily story time and rhyme time sessions that are very,
Oh, it's
very
very
well
interesting.
attended. Yeah, so at 10:30 every day.
Mhm.
That's another great thing about idea stores is that we've got, there's no disparity between the idea stores. What happens in one idea store at a specific time will happen in all the idea stores at that same time. So every day, 10:30 in the morning till 11:15, we've got a story time and rhyme time. And like I said, it's very, very well attended.
And this is for very young children, like those are like
0 to
preschool.
5, yeah. So up to the age of 5.
Mhm.
And yeah, we just encourage them to read. There's lots and lots of studies that have been done, lots of research that's been done to show the importance of getting the younger children
Mhm.
involved in reading.
Mhm.
I think the Institute of Education did a bit of research and found that children aged 3 who were sent to the library at least once a month were, far better off by the age of 5 than their counterparts who weren't sent to the library or taken to the library.
Right.
By having a reading age that was 2.5 months advanced than their counterparts, that's quite shocking.
It
That is quite a big difference. So I think that just speaks for itself to say how important it is to just surround your child in literature and in reading, which is it's just a great foundation for a good education.
Now, tell me about, I know you involved last year and this year. So, can you see the sort of improvement or children showed more interest this year than last year? I'm not saying last year was bad. I'm talking about day by day.
Yeah.
Is it increasing or decreasing?
Definitely, it's increased
Increased.
in a huge amount. Like last year, there weren't really people coming, like children coming to the library and reading in front of us or participating. Whereas like this year, there was a lot of children coming in. Like because Mum said there was about 300-400 people that's already signed in just by library, and like even when we are volunteering there, there's a lot of people coming to us, reading with us. We were reading to them. Whereas last year was like just a little bit, but this year it's increased a lot.
I think it's fair to say that last year we did fantastically well as well. I'm gonna be saying that, but we have had a big drive this year. I think with Simon's extra experience from last year, she's finding it easier this year to deal with the crowds. But really, we've had a phenomenal uptake this year.
Right.
Last year, I believe we did quite well as well. We always set ourselves a target that we want to do better than before.
How can we make it
wanna
even
do
better than next year?
Absolutely, yeah. We just want to take on, we want to get bigger and better. Really, that's. We just want more and more children, young people, to be involved in this. We've had outreach work. We visited schools. I myself personally went to some schools. A lot of my colleagues told young children about the
Right.
Summer Reading Challenge.
So, when you went to school this year,
Yeah.
did you talk to the children about this summer challenge schemes, the 6 books to read throughout the?
Yeah. I personally have been to 2 local schools.
Right.
One school I was fortunate enough to take part in an assembly, so I was able to have direct contact with
300 students.
absolutely fantastic. They really enjoyed the presentation, and then it was lovely to see them come into the library afterwards and tell me that, "Hey, I remember you from my assembly. Do you remember me?" Yeah, I remember you. Also, in the second school, unfortunately, I didn't get the assembly, but a fantastic opportunity to speak to parents. It's really, really important that parents are told about the Summer Reading Challenge because they're the gatekeepers. They're the people who give the children permission to go to the library. In 2010, I believe there was a survey done to say that a survey done to children aged. I think it was 8 to 16,
Right.
and the biggest reason for not attending the library was because my family doesn't go. That's
So
if
this is a big issue there.
this is a
isn't
very
it?
big issue. Like I said, parents are the gatekeepers. They allow the children to go to
Right.
the library and the idea store, and it's very, very important that we get that message out to parents as well. That we offer some fantastic things to your children, and you should let them in
Yeah, and other facilities. If you have Idea Store card, you can visit Tower of London,
for just
paying
£1.
just £1.
Yeah.
Whereas
Fantastic.
if you go as a normal person from anywhere, they will charge you £15.
Yeah.
So this is a lot of other things happening, isn't it? If you carry one of the cards, isn't it?
There's lots and lots of benefits of getting an idea store card. We've got the Rich Mix, which gives you discounted cinema tickets.
Right.
You know, all the activities that we do run daily activities for children of different age ranges. So we've got book groups, we've got ICT clubs, we've got homework help clubs. You know, you don't necessarily need an idea store card to participate in some of those events, but it goes in tandem with, you know, taking out books. From what you've learned or what you've enjoyed in some of our activities, maybe you'd want to take out a book. Access to our, you know, internet facilities, you know, requires an idea store card. There's lots and lots of benefits of signing up to us. Yeah.
So do you think our younger generation, those are in primary, when you're in primary, did you have this library? Idea store, can you remember?
No,
I think maybe
I
15
think-
years back, or
No,
I can't remember.
I can't
Can you?
remember, so
You can't
I doubt we did. No.
Not there was a library obviously,
Yeah.
but not like Idea Store.
I
Yes.
think I do remember in year 5 and year 6. I think I do.
Just started off.
I'm not sure if it started off, but my younger sisters did go,
Right.
and my little sister did actually, and she was
Right.
part of the book reading stuff. So,
Right.
but I didn't know much about it. I think because I started, I did hear about it last year, but I didn't volunteer because I was busy. But yeah, I think this year, I suppose because I'm volunteering this year, I think I just know a bit more about it. Yeah.
Now, anybody wants to say anything in Sileti? Because I know our lot of viewers, if you want to say like how it works, summer reading challenge, 6 books, in Sileti, it doesn't matter.
I wish I could. Sorry. I
Yeah,
don't- I-
anybody?
Go on.
Yeah, go on. In Sileti. You can speak.
How it works.
এটা কিলা ওয়ার্ক করে কয়টা বই নেওয়া লাগে বা কয়টা বই বা চিন্তা নিতে হয় বাইরে লাইব্রেরি
Okay, আমার সিলেটি ভাষা ভালো নয়, but থোড়াথোড়ি
কোনো অসুবিধা নাই
Okay,
জাস্ট সে
let me play. আমরা লাগি program library মাঝে cool let me play আর by child age 4 to 11, so 4 বছর থেকে 11 বছর থেকে আইতা library মাঝে আর books লাগি এই লাগি 6টা books পড়তা summer holiday মাঝে আর যে বাচ্চান পড়বা each book তারা পড়িয়ালে তারা prize মিলে আর 6 book পড়িয়ালে তারা school assembly মাঝে তারা award একটা final লাগি তারা যেন 6টা book পড়ছেন আর yeah, I think that's how it really works.
Well done, Farida. You explained really well.
Sorry, Mr.
Exactly
Abram.
what I expected. This is very good. As a volunteer, as an activist, I mean, this is the way sort of forward, I think so. Now, going back to you, talked about the research showed something about Institute of Education. You mentioned that, isn't it? Now, sometimes our parents, I'm talking about the British Bangladeshi parents, I mean, it's not in a negative way. They think, well, reading is like, you know, you have to be very serious about, like reading is, we mentioned about reading is fun. Someone has to enjoy reading. So this year, say for example, you have a special theme. What is this theme?
The Mythical Maze.
So can you explain a bit about that? Why have a theme every year like that?
Well, the Summer Reading Challenge allows us to, you know, create events and activities around a specific
Okay,
theme.
can I just stop you here? I'm sorry about this. We have to go to a commercial break. So after the break, we'll carry on from
Sure.
there. সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, প্রোগ্রামে এই পর্যায়ে আমাদেরকে একটা ছোট্ট বিরতি নিতে হবে। বিরতির পর আবার ফিরছি, আমাদের সাথেই থাকবেন। সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আবার এডুকেশন আওয়ারে আমরা কথা বলছিলাম আজকে আমাদের টপিক সামার রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জ। সামার রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জ পার্টিকুলার এই যে রিডিংয়ের স্কিম যেটা, এটা প্রোগ্রাম যেটা, সেটা নিয়ে এসেছে টাওয়ার হ্যামলেটসের আইডিয়া স্টোর। এটা যদিও ন্যাশনাল বিভিন্ন লাইব্রেরিতে সেটা অনুষ্ঠিত হচ্ছে। হলিডের মধ্যে আমরা স্টুডেন্টদেরকে, বিশেষ করে প্রাইমারি এজ যারা 4 থেকে শুরু করে 11 ইয়ার্স পর্যন্ত বাচ্চাদেরকে আমরা এনকারেজ করতেছি রিডিংয়ের বই বড় করার জন্য লাইব্রেরি থেকে। আমরা কথা বলছিলাম আইডিয়া স্টোরের এখানে কোঅর্ডিনেটর এবং 3 জন ভলান্টিয়ার্স, ওনারা ওনাদের এক্সপিরিয়েন্স শেয়ার করতেছে এবং আমরা আমাদের স্টুডেন্টদেরকে এনকারেজ করতেছি যারা প্রাইমারি স্টুডেন্টস, ইভেন সেকেন্ডারি হলেও ওরা বই নিতে পারে, কোনো অসুবিধা নাই। আপনারা পার্টিকুলারলি সামার রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জে অংশ নিন এবং বিভিন্ন ধরনের ফান অ্যাক্টিভিটিস রয়েছে, প্রাইজ, এটা একটা কম্পিটিশনের মতো এবং এট দ্য সেম টাইম আমরা রিডিংকে এনকারেজ করতেছি। আপনারা ফোন করে আপনাদের এক্সপিরিয়েন্স শেয়ার করবেন, কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকলে আইডিয়া স্টোরের ব্যাপারে, লাইব্রেরির ব্যাপারে আপনারা করবেন। আসুন তাহলে মূল আলোচনায় চলে যাই। উসমান, before going to break, we are talking about a particular theme. So every year, there is a particular theme. So why do you have a particular theme each year?
Yeah, like I said, it's in order to get children more interested in the event. If we focus solely on just reading, we feel like, you know, it'd be to our detriment. However, having something like mythical mazes is just, it grabs the attention of the younger children. Also, it
Something
encourages-
eye-catching.
Absolutely, yeah. We get lots of, so not just the name in itself, but all the prizes that they get, all the theme, all the activities that we do are all based around that theme. So I was at Canary Wharf Idea Store yesterday, and they had an event where the young children were creating like an amphitheatre
Right.
out, the little models, which is very, very exciting. Yeah, so we try and stick to the theme as much as we can, and it's well received. Like I said, we've had a really big turnout this year, so
Good. We'll take a
it's
call.
really impressive. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. You're live on air at in Bangla UK. May I know who is speaking? Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
আমরা শুনছি আপনি বলুন.
Can I ask a question, please?
Sorry, who? Would you like to talk to someone in the panel?
Can I please ask a question to the volunteers?
Can you put the volume down, TV volume down, please? So completely, can you turn to mute so you can hear us clearly? Yeah?
Yes.
Please.
Can I please ask the volunteers how they make the children understand the importance of reading, especially at a young age where they're not really like understanding the intelligent
Okay.
things
Those
they
that
can
don't.
gain out.
How does the summer thing work? That's what you want to know.
Okay. Mainly, the scheme is working for young children. How does it work?
Yeah.
Anybody wants to answer the question?
If I heard it correctly, I think she wanted to
Yes.
ask one of the volunteers how they
Yeah.
encourage
So can
children
you-
the importance of
Okay.
reading.
Can you repeat the question? I didn't
Oh.
hear properly.
Well, the person asked about how do you encourage young children, basically.
I guess the fact that
Scheme itself, you can talk about the summer challenge.
by just making it fun, really, because I don't think kids would want to read in general. If you just gave them books and you have to read it, it's going to help you. I don't think they'll be that interested. Just having themes and, you know, giving prizes and everything. I think that's what makes it fun, and that's what makes them want to read. So
Yeah, and like Farida said before, so when we're reading to the children, putting on voices and stuff like that, it adds, you know, that fun.
Extra
yeah,
fun bit, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So it is not only very hard reading books one page after one page. There are a lot of other things involved in this process. Thank you very much for the call. We take another call. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. You're live on air at in Bangla. May I know who is speaking? Hello. Assalamu alaikum. কথা বলুন, আমরা শুনছি। আপনার টিভি ভলিউম কমিয়ে আপনি কথা বলুন। আপনার টিভি ভলিউম একদম কমিয়ে দিন প্লিজ। কথা বলুন, আমরা শুনছি। ক্যারি অন। Sorry, we lost the caller. You can try again, and please make sure when you make phone call, you turn your TV volume completely down. Sorry. Yes.
So shall we go back to the
Yes.
the last question?
Yes,
I think they answered really, really well in that we at Idea Stores, we instill the importance of reading for pleasure.
Reading for pleasure. That's very important. Reading for pleasure. Yeah, that's right.
I think what they were saying was young children that we encounter daily probably won't respond quite so well to having the message drilled into them that you have to read because of X, Y, and Z. Rather, if we introduce them to reading as something that is enjoyable, that is just fantastic,
Yes.
that in itself is the achievement, you know, because then when they enjoy reading, then they will want to read more.
Read more.
Yeah.
And absolutely, particularly this young age, children need to know about the books. Even feel this. This is a book. Touch it, isn't it? Smell.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I completely agree with that.
Can you remember when you were in primary school? Did you visit library at that time?
No, I didn't, but we had a library in our school.
Right.
So I'm going to be honest, like I didn't really like books then because we wasn't really encouraged to read books. And not a lot of our teachers, gave us exciting books. And, when I grew older, now I just love books. And
Right.
I've got a massive bookshelf. And, I love reading books.
This
Because,
is-
the libraries encourage
So
us.
you can see now importance of reading now,
Definitely.
isn't it? So you can encourage if you have siblings or cousins, those are very younger in primary, secondary school. You can encourage them as well at the same
Yeah.
time. We'll take another call. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. You are live on air at ATN Bangla. May I know who is speaking? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
হ্যালো, আমরা শুনছি, আপনি কথা বলুন।
My name is Shannon. My name is Shannon.
জি, বলুন আপনি, আমরা শুনছি।
I was just wondering, is it too late to sign up to the summer reading challenge? Because the summer's nearly over.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too late.
Thank
at
you
all.
very much.
Yeah, thank you. It's not too late to sign up at all. You can sign up now, and we are still getting sign-ups up. I signed someone up today for the Summer Reading Challenge. So please do encourage your children to sign up and take part, because it's very valuable and it's a lot of fun.
Then I think it's still 3 weeks to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can go tomorrow, and I will ask you in a minute. Opening time as well is for our viewers' information. I think most people in Tower Hamlet, they know what time you open and what time you close. But can you give us your opening time, particularly all the idea stores?
Exactly, like I said before, there's no disparity between one idea store and the other. So all of the
Right.
idea stores in Tower Hamlets are open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Thursday.
Right.
9 o'clock to 6 o'clock on a Friday. 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock on a Saturday, and 11 in the morning till 5 p.m. on a Sunday.
Right. So can I say in Bengali what you said exactly? This is very good for our viewers as well. উসমান মির্জা, উনি আইডিয়া স্টোর কোঅর্ডিনেটর, উনি যেটা বলেছেন সোমবার থেকে বৃহস্পতিবার পর্যন্ত সকাল 9টা থেকে বিকেল রাত 9টা পর্যন্ত খোলা সব আইডিয়া স্টোর। 5টা আইডিয়া স্টোর রয়েছে লাইব্রেরি। ফ্রাইডে 9টা থেকে শুরু করে 6টা পর্যন্ত বিকেল, শনিবার 9টা থেকে শুরু করে সকাল 9টা থেকে 5টা পর্যন্ত, এবং সানডে 11টা থেকে শুরু করে 5টা পর্যন্ত। এবং আইডিয়া স্টোর টাওয়ার হ্যামলেটস রয়েছে 5টা। ডু ইউ হ্যাভ এ পার্টিকুলার লোকেশন অফ? Obviously, there are different places they're located. Can you just tell, which area they're located?
Absolutely. So you've got the Idea Store Bow, which I'm based at, and that's in the middle of Roman Road Market.
Roman Road, okay. Bow Idea Store.
Bow Idea Store. So you've got the Roman Road, and then towards the end of it, you've got the Roman Road Market, and we're in the middle of the market. Okay.
Right.
You've got Whitechapel Idea Store. That's right outside Whitechapel Tube Station. Watney Market, again, another idea.
It's a new
store
one,
in the
isn't it?
market.
They opened
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's the one.
Right.
Chris Street, again.
Christian Market, in the market,
again,
yeah.
in the market. Canary Wharf.
Canary Wharf, right.
Now that's in Churchill Place. So if you know Canary Wharf, the area at all, it's not very far
I
from
mean,
the tube
surrounding
station
Canary
at
Wharf
all.
area, not many people living there. It's like offices, and
Well, actually,
is access to that, is it easier?
it's you'd be surprised. It's very well visited, and a lot of people do still attend it, because Canary Wharf, though it is predominantly business districts, on the outskirts of it, there's a lot of residential,
Right.
lots of residents. So no, it's very, very valuable. In fact, the Idea Store concept came through a forum that was held by members of the public in Tower Hamlets, where we asked for feedback as to why our library service was perhaps not doing as well as it could have a decade ago.
Right.
And we got an overwhelming amount of feedback telling us that we want idea stores in town centres, in locations where it's
Right.
easier for us to attend. And we responded, and we rebranded ourselves as the Idea Store, and addressed a lot of the concerns that they had about the library service that we used to have, and we've gone from strength to strength since.
People are happy with that, obviously.
I believe so.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, I'm going to ask Farida, you. So you are a volunteer, obviously this is your first year you are doing this program, particular challenge, and you are enjoying this, obviously. So how would you encourage other students like your age or maybe younger age to involve in this project, particularly as a volunteer or as an activist?
I think really, if you really want something on your CV or you want to put something down on your records, like a school achievement, a personal statement, I think that would be great. Because not only can you put down, I was a reading activist, but there's so many things you can gain out of it, saying good communication skills with staff, parents, kids, patience as well, with having patience with the children and being able to, connect, well, not connect really, but, get along with the children. So I feel as if those are skills that are actually needed in your day-to-day life, even if you're, whether in your school or college, university working, those skills that you need to pick up. So I think by, being a volunteer at the Idea Store, you're able to pick up those skills.
So a lot of skills Farida talked about. I'm going to ask you, Tahsin, so do you agree with what you mentioned about a lot of other transferable skills you can develop by involving in this sort of project like networking? You mentioned previous, I think during the last segment about knowing other people as well. What do you think?
Yes, definitely. Communication skills is something that you definitely pick up on, because you have to be able to communicate with the parents, like I said. The children, you need to be able to approach them, be approachable as well, so they can come to you, ask any questions. In the world of work, you need to be able to approach people, have good communication skills.
And social skills, as you mentioned as well, isn't it? Mixing with different kind of people. Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes do you find it more challenging when you try to persuade someone and they don't understand importance of reading, or they say, no, we don't have time, or, you try to persuade someone, okay, come on, bring your children, bring your, you as a parent, you can bring in. Do you find sometimes something difficult?
Yeah, it is sometimes difficult because you're trying to encourage people, whereas they're refusing. They're like, they're giving so many excuses. But you just have to, make them understand it's going to make you, what do I say?
Make it practical, and children will enjoy, because parents, if they decide for their children, it's not always good, because I'm a parent as well, obviously. So parent, you're thinking of in one direction maybe. You are not looking at other angle of what children could enjoy. If they go there, maybe, as you mentioned about social skills, other skills, mixing with other people, communication skills developing, isn't it?
Yes.
And particularly young age, like your age, you need all these other great skills. And in the future, when you go to job market, that will enhance your sort of opportunity as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What do you think, Usman?
I think my volunteers are selling themselves short. I've seen them be so persuasive, and their arguments are so clever when they're appealing to people's better natures. For instance, I've seen Saima get turned down by a parent outright, like, no, got to go to the shops, can't come. But then, turning it in such a way where she's appealing to the child and getting the parent to I feel a bit guilty now. All of them have picked up so many skills in such a short amount of time. I'm sure it was latent. It was obviously skills that they already had that they tapped into. But they are really good administrators. They've done lots and lots of sorting out our filing and stuff. They've helped a lot in that. So they've picked up lots and lots of skills that I believe will be very, very useful for them. I think it just might be that we're on TV, so we are we're not talking about it quite as clearly, but definitely the skills that they've picked up are absolutely amazing. So.
Absolutely. And when young students are watching, those that are in primary school, they'll be encouraged to become volunteers. I mean, is there a particular age for volunteers? Like, do they have to certain sort of age to become a volunteer? For
the summer reading challenge at South Hamlets, we recruit volunteers between the age of 14 and 17. Okay, that you have to bear in mind that the summer reading challenge volunteer scheme is just one of many different voluntary schemes that we do at the Idea Store service.
Right.
So there's a whole range of volunteering opportunities. And if you're interested, you can just visit the Idea Store website. That's www.ideastore.co.uk. But yeah, so the summer reading challenge, like I said earlier, it's that specific age group because that resonates really well with the younger children. They can build rapport with them in a way that we adults might find a little bit more difficult.
Now, Farida, I'm going to ask you, do you have any worry that nowadays, I know you are a student, now I'll ask the same question to Usman, obviously he'll respond to that. like nowadays modern technology, people
Yeah.
have Kindle, internet. They don't have to go to the library. Don't have to feel this hard copy of the book.
Yeah.
So do you have worry about this? Like we might lose this sort of atmosphere environment in the future.
Not at all, actually, because I feel as if the fact that all these technologies have come out is allowed more people to want to read. Because I think before, the fact that we never had Kindles or anything like that, people they didn't feel as if, oh, they thought like, oh, I have to go and get a book. I can't be able to do that. But the fact that they have got that Kindle at home, they could just easily just pick that up and read. So I think the fact that we've got all those the technology nowadays, it's allowed more people to want to read. So.
Yeah.
Would you like to add something to that?
Well, yeah, basically, because you know how it's easy to get books online, or it's easy to get books in ebooks or Kindles. It's not going to stop other people read the hard books. I mean, I have a lot of friends, and me as well, like, even though we read books on the Kindle or ebooks, we still like to buy our hard books and hard copies, because we still like reading both of them too. So.
And the books by the same authors. Sometimes you want to have a collection of books, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this? Like losing this, say for a few years back,
Losing
people
the
used to
market share.
only just hard copies.
Yeah. Well, we are very adaptive at the Idea Store service, and we've got a number of ways where people can make use of our services, both digitally and by visiting the store and picking up copies.
And you have e-library as well. You call e-library.
A fantastic e-library, yes. So
tell us a bit about e-library.
if a customer wants to download an ebook, they can do so on their tablet device or their mobile phone.
Right.
Okay. The app we use is called Overdrive, and that enables people to download ebooks onto their devices. We've also got a second app called One Click Digital. That enables people to get ebooks and audiobooks by using their Idea Store card in tandem with the app. We've got we've subscribed to an app called Zinio. Pardon me. Zinio enables our customers to have access to our patrons to have access to 50 magazine subscriptions, and they're premium magazine subscriptions.
Right.
You've got excellent magazines like The New Scientist and countless others. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but
What's the subscription? How much are they?
they're absolutely free of
Free,
charge
I see.
for our customers. So even though we have the physical copies in our Idea stores,
Right.
well, you might not necessarily want to go all the way to an Idea store to read a magazine. You can read it on your tablet, on your smartphone, just by downloading the app and typing in your Idea Store card number. So those are some excellent ways to approach a whole new segment of people, a whole new section of people who want to have access to media on their devices. I don't think it's taking away from our customers who regularly come into an Idea Store, because visiting an Idea Store isn't simply about taking out a book. It's a social experience.
Right.
They're community hubs. They're places where people go to meet their friends. They're places where people, they're places that people ingrain into their day-to-day life. Mothers come, like I said, to the 10:30 story time and rhyme time for the children. We've got a golden time for people over 50, where they can just come along and engage with other people, share ideas, talk about whatever they want. That happens across the board. We've got comic forums for people who are into comic books and graphic novels. My colleague Joel does a fantastic job with that at Idea Store Bow. We have teenage book groups, we've got boys book groups, girls book groups, homework clubs, and I've definitely seen it
This
in
is a
people.
place, a big networking place. When you go there, you can find varieties. You can mix with people, as well as different ways. You can not only borrowing books. There are a lot of other facilities
Absolutely,
provided by Idea Stores.
and people begin to integrate them with their day-to-day lives. And that's what we want. We want to ensure that people know that we are here as a service for them to use in a plethora of ways, not just to take out books. We're about so much more than that. That's why we're no longer called libraries. We're called Idea Stores, which include libraries, learning and information. So,
Okay, this is very good. We will take a short break, and after the break, we will go to the third segment to talk a bit more about this. And you will get ready. I'll have a question for you after the break, first person to ask. সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, প্রোগ্রামের এই পর্যায়ে আমাদেরকে একটা ছোট্ট বিরতি যেতে হবে। বিরতির পর আবারও দেখা হচ্ছে, আমাদের সাথেই থাকবেন। সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আমার এডুকেশন আওয়ারে আমরা কথা বলছিলাম আমাদের আজকের টপিক, বিশেষ টপিক সামার রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জ। তো সামার রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জ বিশেষ করে এই দেশের লাইব্রেরিগুলোতে অনুষ্ঠিত হচ্ছে হলিডের মধ্যে। অ্যান্ড টাওয়ার হ্যামলেটসের আইডিয়া স্টোর, যেটা ফুললি ইকুইপড লাইব্রেরি, যেখানে অনেক ফ্যাসিলিটিস রয়েছে, শুধু বই পড়া না, সেখানে গিয়ে অনেক কিছু ইন্টারনেট থেকে শুরু করে বিভিন্ন ধরনের নেটওয়ার্কিং ওইখানে রয়েছে, এবং প্যারেন্টস, স্টুডেন্টস, চিলড্রেন তারা সবসময় ভিজিট করে। এবং আইডিয়া স্টোর থেকে আমাদের যে গেস্ট যারা এসেছেন কথা বলার জন্য, এবং ওনারা এনকারেজ করতেছেন ইয়াং স্টুডেন্টদের, যাদের বয়স 4 থেকে 11, প্রাইমারি স্কুলের স্টুডেন্টস, তাদেরকে লাইব্রেরিতে ভিজিট করার জন্য, বিশেষ করে রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জ যেটা এই বছরের, সেটাতে যোগ দেওয়ার জন্য। আসুন আমরা মূল আলোচনায় চলে যাই। বিরতির পর, before break, I was talking to Usman. So Tasin, I'm going to ask you this particular question. I know you have been doing this volunteering and you are enjoying this, obviously, this particular challenge, and supporting students and young children in order to do their reading and enjoying these fun activities in the library. How do the staff, member of staff from Idea Store, do they help you to help students or young children? What do they do?
They do a lot, actually. We couldn't have done it without them. At the start, we were all very nervous, understandably.
Right.
And we were offered direct training. They mentored us.
Right.
They were given us the opportunity to shadow them. They showed us how to actually approach the children, how to deal with the children, all sorts, you know.
That's very good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, did you have the same training year before, last year?
Yeah, we did.
So how did you find this?
I found it the same, so we had the opportunity, you know, shadow them. They taught us what to do and what not to do. So what they did, this year.
And you have the same experience as well, or you would like to add something? Something you have
Because my
gained?
first year, I don't know really how it was
What they
last
did
year. So
last year, yeah.
I suppose if that we couldn't have done it without them, because
Right.
yeah. So
Now, the Idea Store card, we talked about this. So, when you were in primary school, obviously secondary school probably, that time the Idea Store probably started off, isn't it? So, do you have brothers and sisters?
yes.
Do you have? Who you have?
Yeah, I think both. Yeah.
Both, okay. Do they have library card,
Yes.
Idea Store?
Yes.
Do they visit library?
They try to as much as they can, because yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how do you encourage our children more to visit library, and not only borrowing books? I'm talking about, you can answer the question as well.
How do you encourage them?
Yeah.
So we have
Even
to.
more. I'm talking about like,
Even
okay, they're
more.
going fine. The summer challenge, maybe you can bring another challenge, Easter challenge.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of challenge. And Christmas time, there's a 2 weeks holiday. You can bring another challenge there as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know children like achieving award as well. You know, some kind of
Yeah.
prize and competition. They enjoy doing this, isn't it?
Yep.
What do you think?
So having an incentive is obviously plays a major part.
Incentive is very important.
The fact that we're actually volunteering ourselves,
Yeah.
we could act as role models to our younger brothers and sisters, nieces,
Absolutely.
nephews,
I
whoever,
agree with you.
people who are watching at home.
And I think when we are role model, obviously those young students and young children they are watching, they'll be very interested to see what you are doing, and they will probably follow you. I'm not saying everybody, some of them they will follow your path, what you are doing and how you are encouraging, particularly improving their reading skills, as well at the same time enjoying the facilities in the library, isn't it? Now, Usman, is this project, particularly summer reading challenge, is it in only Tower Hamlets or all over the country is it happening?
Oh, it's all over. Yeah, it's like I said, it's run
But
by
Idea
the reading
Stores
agency.
is not, well, other boroughs, they don't have Idea Store, do they?
No, the Idea Stores is a Tower Hamlets.
You call
thing.
Idea Store, but obviously other boroughs they call library or other, isn't it?
Whatever else, yeah.
So do
absolutely.
they have the same kind of project going on in town?
Oh
all
yeah,
over the
yeah.
country?
So it's a scheme that we adopt from the reading agency. So the reading agency run the scheme, the summer reading challenge, and we take their lead and we run it on their behalf at Tower Hamlets.
Right. I'm going to read something out. I just wrote that down. Building a culture of reading in our community. Right? Culture of reading. Like, obviously, parents can read. So what else can you do to build a culture of reading in the community, say in Tower Hamlets? within family, within the community?
Well, it's interesting that you say that. Within a family, we've got family reading groups. So just another one of the
Good,
activities that
good.
we do. Earlier in the program, you mentioned involving dads into reading.
Right.
It's very, very important that children see their fathers as role models. And what better role model could you be than to instill into your children the importance of reading? Every Saturday at 10:30, we have a dad's club. So it solely allows fathers and their children to come in and spend that time together.
It is a fathers,
Fathers,
not
yeah.
mothers.
Not mothers. No, it's
This
not
is
that
very
we're.
good.
It's not that we're being particularly exclusive, but we have found that it is important for children, especially young boys, because they do lag behind girls somewhat with regards to reading. So we've found that reading with your father is very beneficial to making a young boy want to read for themselves.
Very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think we've all seen it before, like, you know, wanting to emulate your father. So seeing a dad read, it's going to encourage young boys to read. So that's why on Saturdays we have that. Getting a culture, building a culture of reading within a community.
Yeah.
Reading is it. The Idea Store program has reading at its heart. Okay, for all of the other aspects of the Idea Store, we still function as a library service as
Right.
well. So all of the digital media, the apps, all of the items that we have, all of the activities that we run, we really put an emphasis on having people enjoy reading. It's just a case. I've got a statistic here, if you don't mind me reading. But,
Please do.
The 2002 report from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, demonstrated that reading for pleasure at the age of 11 was the biggest single determinant, taking all other factors into account, including parental income, in a child's future success in education.
Wow.
Not simply in English. Children performed better in maths, in literacy, in a broad range of subjects. Children who regularly read. So reading for pleasure will improve your child's performance in
Other subjects.
in other areas of education, irrespective. I think this is really key to point out. Irrespective of all other factors, irrespective of your social background, irrespective of your economic background, your income, none of that's as important as whether or not your child reads for pleasure at a young age.
Right.
So if you can get that idea instilled into your child, it will be better for their future.
This is very good.
Yeah.
What do you think? The reading for pleasure, reading for enjoyment, reading for
Yeah, it's needed. You need to do that.
is
so,
needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to see more dads. Usman mentioned about dads and storytelling. You mentioned about storytelling earlier, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're telling. Involving children into young children, but in interactive way, isn't it? Through stories. Do you have anything like props when you tell the story? Do you use props?
Yeah. The place that we read to kids is like a little play area. So there's crops. There's like
Props, yeah.
sorry, but there's like toys and everything there. So
Right.
we can use those the little toys to show what's happening in the story.
And also the picture books, big picture books,
Yeah.
isn't it? You can use for young children to read, isn't it? It's very important. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, this is very good. Now, next year, do you have anything extra you're putting on place, particularly for, I know year after year, your visitors, obviously residents from Tower Hamlets, they're coming more and more
Yeah.
people are interested to go to the library and
Absolutely.
taking part in reading scheme as well as other schemes. Obviously, you're running in your store, but do you have
Absolutely.
any new thing on board too?
Yeah, I mean, we have a footfall of 2 million, so yes, more and more people are coming in to the Idea Stores. As for what we're running, we, personally from what I've seen, we run things on a sort of a basis where we plan regularly, so that we're relevant, so that we stay on top of modern affairs. People like to come to the libraries and to the Idea Stores as a sort of watering hole to discuss what's happening in society, to read newspapers, to digest information. So planning too far in the future can become a bit, it can be a bit tricky, because we want to stay relevant as we can. Definitely want to keep up with initiatives like the Summer Reading Challenge. Again, that's designated by the reading agency. So their theme, when they come up with it, we'll be able to implement it next summer. We should be doing a winter reading challenge as well.
That's very good.
So I know that last year we had a 6 books challenge over the winter break as well. So we like to keep children, we like to
involved in
keep
this
children
process,
involved in projects like this. I can't stress enough though that the regular events that we run happen every day, always.
Right.
So we will always have a boys' book club, always have a girls' book club at the time that we have them. Okay, homework club and IT club, teenage book group. It's doing fantastically well in sites as well, because it's tricky to get the teenagers involved in reading at times. It's because they've got exams. They tend to put things like reading clubs on the back burner. But we do try to encourage that as well. So they're doing quite well.
We'll take a call. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. You're live on air at ATN Bangla UK. May I know who's speaking?
Walaikum salam. My name's Tamanna, and I've been into the idea stores
Thank you. Good.
at Bow, and I just wanted to say that I have seen the volunteers, and I've seen Usman myself working really well with the children and on the Summer Reading Challenge, and it's going really well. I've actually been in there myself, as I say, and it's looking busier than usual, as it's a local one to me. And also, when I've looked around for any books that I needed or any courses that I wanted to enroll on, the staff have been really helpful, Usman in particular. So I just wanted to let him know, really.
Thank you very much, Tamanna, for your fantastic, very encouraging call. What do you think?
And keep up the good work, really, at Idea Stores.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Would you like to say anything to Tamanna? She's very encouraging call, isn't it? She's visiting library, yeah? So we can see more and more people are, coming to the library and visiting the library. Now, Saima, yeah? I know you have 2 years now, last year, this year. So what you're thinking about next year? Are you going to involve in this project if they're on winter reading challenge or Easter reading challenge or any other project? What do you think?
I mean, because the volunteers from, I think, 14 to 17. So I'm
by
going
that time you go to the university.
Yeah.
Oh, we're turning 18 soon.
I'm going to turn 18, so
Right.
I don't think I'd be able to, volunteer.
Well, I would like to say that there's plenty of opportunities for people who are interested in volunteering. Like I said, the Summer Reading Challenge is just one voluntary role out of the very many that we offer. Okay, well, the Reading Buddy scheme. Okay, where
we'll take just a quick call and then come back to you. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. You are live on air at ATN Bangla UK. May I know who is speaking?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. I was currently a student, and I just finished my GCSEs, and I've also been watching the show, and I thought it was really good how you're talking about, reading and developing children's brains as well. I just wanted to say that I think reading is really important, to exercise the brain, to give the child more imagination, and so they can develop in their life. Almost, I read a lot of books, and I'm not very social on the internet, but through reading, I've become more social in real life because I communicate with my friends about different books that have come out, and then most of them have been converted into movies. But then you realize what the core of those movies are, and the greatest movies ever has been from a book. And I think the whole world has realized that. So that's basically why reading is important, to explore the brain, to give the person more imagination, and that has really made the world, unite, just through a book. And I think it's just really good that you're talking about summer reading and stuff. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you very much for
Okay.
your
Thank you.
very important call. Very encouraging, very important call. Thank you very much. Now, we'll be coming towards the end of the program in a few minutes' time. So I am asking Tasin first. What would you like to do in the future? I know we talked about reading a lot, reading program, but your personal sort of aim or objective in your life. You, as a student, you are in S. You are doing
Yes,
S
yes.
now, isn't it?
Yes.
So what would you like to do in the future?
But it all depends on my results, which come out tomorrow, really.
Right.
But
Good luck.
thank you. I do want to go to uni. I'd like to study radiography.
Right.
I think this has helped maybe to enhance my CV in such a way where I can get into radiography, because to do radiography I need to show that I'm able to work with people of all ages, so adults, children, and this will definitely clearly show universities I'm capable of doing that.
This is very good. So you have a very wide sort of thinking what you
Yeah.
want to do. Farida, what about yourself? Any aim, objective? I mean,
Yeah.
you're doing fantastic job. Obviously, at the same time, you are studying to
Yeah.
complete your A levels.
I wish to become a paediatric nurse, if anyone is child nurse. So I feel as if by doing the summer reading challenge, I can put that on my personal statement for university, and it will show that I'm able to, work with kids and everything. But my final results actually come out next year, so because
2 years.
Yeah, it's 2 years course.
So
2 years course.
you are doing AS first. Next year you will go to second
Yeah.
year, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's right. So 1 year to go before university. Yeah. And Saima,
I think I'm the only one who's still unsure what to do after next year.
so you decide next
Some-
year.
yeah,
what you'd like to do.
decide.
But obviously you have some interest in areas, isn't it? What area?
Well, I do business, so I'm probably going to be going towards the business area.
Entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Someone like that's very good. Not many British Bangladeshi women entrepreneurs, but I have heard of quite a few now. They're doing very well. We'll just take one call, probably just before going to. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, good evening. You're live on air at ATN Bangla UK. May I know who is speaking?
Yeah, hello, assalamu alaikum. My name is
Hello.
Joseph, and I'm ringing from Manchester.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'd like to ask a couple of
Can
questions.
you put your TV volume down, please, completely? Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah, I've done that, yeah. I'd like to ask a couple of quick questions.
please.
Your guest said that they encourage fathers to be role models. Then do they encourage the fathers to read bedtime stories? And after the reading sessions, do they encourage children to ask questions? And the reason why I'm asking that is because in Islam, we do not judge one's intelligence by what they know, but we judge one's intelligence by the questions they ask. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Right. Thank
Story encourage করতে বাচ্চাদের এগুলো
Thank you. Thank you very much. So bedtime story. You
Yeah.
mentioned about a bedtime story. I mean, bedtime story is always we encourage, isn't it? From grandmom, granddad, from dad, from mom. What do you think?
Absolutely, we facilitate bedtime stories. We give people books to take home and read at bedtime. So we do encourage. We encourage reading on all levels.
Yes, absolutely.
The Dad's Club that we host is an event where dads can
Yeah.
turn up and we guide them through reading to their children. Hopefully they take that way and read with their children at bedtime.
That's
So
good.
yeah.
That's good. We are coming towards the end of the program. Just, Saima, what would you like to say to our audience after this particular topic today? We covered summer reading challenge.
I mean, I think you should go and check the idea stores, go and see what's available, and also if you're aged to 4 to 11 or even probably about 15, 16, you should definitely sign up to summer reading challenge. So yeah.
Farida?
yeah, what she said basically. But I think everyone should just know that you don't read because you have to. You read because you want to. So
Yeah.
And Tasin, what would be your last say to our audience, particularly parents and students that are watching the program today?
Yeah, as well as signing up for the summer reading challenge itself, I'd say people who are aged between 14 and 17 should definitely sign up to volunteer, because it's been a wonderful experience.
Excellent. And Usman, finally, as Idea Store coordinator, can you wrap up the program to say, your sort of thought about this summer reading challenge?
Oh, give me lots of responsibility there. Just enjoy reading. Visit an idea store, visit your local library, and experience it for yourself. Don't let anything hold you back from enjoying yourself. That's all I
Thank
can
you
say.
very much. Thank you to all four of you
Thank you
coming
for
to the
having
show
us.
and
Thank you.
giving your
Thank you.
valuable time. And we talk about reading challenge. Fantastic. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, আমাদের আজকের টপিক ছিল সামার রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জ। আমরা কথা বললাম আইডিয়া স্টোর থেকে। এখানে কোঅর্ডিনেটর উসমান মির্জা এসেছিলেন এবং 3 জন ভলান্টিয়ার আমাদের সাথে ছিল, ফরিদা, থাসিন এবং সাইমা। ওরা কথা বললো আমরা রিডিংকে এনকারেজ করতেছি বাচ্চাদেরকে, বিশেষ করে প্রাইমারি স্কুলের 4 বছর থেকে শুরু করে 11 বছর। আপনাদের বাচ্চারা যারা এখনও জয়েন করে নাই এই সামার রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জে, আগামীকাল গিয়ে আপনারা জয়েন করতে পারেন, এখনও 3 উইক বাকি আছে। সো আমাদের প্রোগ্রাম দেখার জন্য ধন্যবাদ, এবং বিশেষ করে যারা ফোন করে আমাদেরকে অনুপ্রাণিত করেছে তাদেরকে ধন্যবাদ। আগামী প্রোগ্রাম দেখার আমন্ত্রণ জানিয়ে আপনাদের কাছ থেকে বিদায় নিচ্ছি। ভালো থাকবেন, সুন্দর থাকবেন। আসসালামু আলাইকুম, শুভরাত্রি।